But let's first see who's going to get into this one. Who's getting in to the Summer Slam? It'll be one of our first qualifiers from this bracket. Spawning in the upper left-hand corner of Dragon Scales. He is one of the best Protoss in the world. In the red, it's Creator. His opponent, one of the OGs, been playing this game for a very long time. Honestly, looked very strong in the last couple of years. I feel like he's really gotten back into it post-military service. He had a good run, I believe it was at Katowice, got into the top 12, which was very impressive. It was super cool to see. And I'm happy to see him here trying to get into that KSL Summer Slam. For Onside Gaming, it's Ryung. And as we start this qualifying match, I'd like to shout out the reason we're able to put on this big tournament. It's going to be a $4,500 prize pool at the very minimum. The vast majority of that is thanks to the Patreon. If you want to support the KSL, we're currently running weeklies where players like Creator, Ryung, pretty much everybody, honestly, in this bracket, as well as, of course, all the people who are already seeded into the Summer Slam, play every single week. High caliber Korean StarCraft. We put that on. Dave Testa, myself. Open it to community casting, so we have a lot of people covering games and matches, and we are blessed to be able to put on this big Summer Slam as well. Thanks to everybody who is supporting on the Patreon. If you want to support Korean StarCraft, that is a great way to do it. We also have a matcherino for this event. So if you want to add money just for the Summer Slam, you are welcome to do that as well. And we're really happy to partner with OSC for this. You may see their little logo in the lower right here. OSC, who have their own set of points, and they've been putting in OSC points to every KSL weekly. And Eddie was kind enough to sponsor this event, $500, and also asked to make sure that some of that money went towards supporting the players in the qualifiers as well. And that's why we are able to have a prize for the players who get to the qualifying matches but don't quite make it out. So the next set of players that don't make it out will also receive $25. So thank you so much to OSC for that. Check out SC2 Online. They run a ton of tournaments. OSC run their own tournaments. They sponsor tournaments. I've been working with them for 5 years at this point, and lovely group of people. Eddie has been a stalwart. How do you say that word? I feel like I've read that more than I've heard it. Part of the StarCraft community for a long time. Really appreciate everything they've done. This community would be nothing without the people who do all that background work. It's not always about the people you see on screen or in-game. Except on this channel. On this channel, it is actually all about me, so this is an important distinction. Ryung's going to go for a Widow Mine drop again. Creator opening with some good old Blink Stalkers, and I see 3 gateways on the production tab, as well as a Robo. So as this Widow Mine drop comes across, Ryung's going to have to get ready to defend the 4-gate Blink from Creator. Creator is the kind of player who might go for a 3rd base behind this, just to try to be a little bit cheeky, a little bit sneaky, maybe if he thinks Ryung's going to have the defense up against it. Ryung is getting out some tanks here, but he doesn't quite know what he's up against yet. He hasn't scouted in the base in a while, and the Reaper is getting pushed away. The Reaper grenade bops itself up. He's waiting to dive in here, but Creator, I think he spotted that medevac. He's got the Stalkers in position. And Ryung needs to figure out what he's up against soon. He's got to get his defenses ready. I do kind of like the engineering bay position here. But it means there's less surface area on this bunker for repair, too. Second tank gonna pop out of the main. Stalkers are heading across. The Widowmine drop is still here, thinking about trying to go in. The nice thing about the Widowmine drop on the other side of the map is it's keeping a few Stalkers back at home. It's gonna make Creator's attack a bit less powerful. But he still has a lot of Stalkers over here. He's gonna be able to blink in, eats that first tank shot. Just stays out of range. Gonna force the starport to move. Stops any units from coming out of it for the time being. Marines try to push this back, but without Stim, they really can't contest the Blink Stalker position on their own. They need that tank support. And Stim is feeling very, very vulnerable right now. If Creator wants to, he can snipe that. He absolutely can. Looks like the Widowmines did go in. They got 3 kills while this Stalker pressure was happening. But they seem to have been cleaned up. Just the medevac surviving, or where that medevac is. Just hanging out over here. That'd be a nice thing to have back at home, honestly. But 2 more medevacs coming out right now for Ryung. I don't like this depot. Again, it's just not less surface area here to repair this bunker. It might not end up mattering too much. And Creator is just going to take a third. So he's going to macro off the back of this. He just wants to keep that pressure on, get any damage he can. Obviously picking off tanks and Marines. Be very, very powerful. And we'll be able to stop some counterattacks. Stalkers do blink in. Be able to kill that turret at least. Ryung's going to stim forward though. He's going to try to put some pressure onto this. And with that auto turret, that's a lot of DPS. These Stalkers going to have to leave, but a few of them go down. Creator, oh, the Prism spots the medevacs boosting out. So he's trying to get ready to catch these medevacs, but Stalker's actually not in position. They were for a second. They pull back. I think Creator might actually just counterattack. He's like, you just put a bunch of units in medevacs to cross the map. Oh no, Ryung, he's so unsieged right now. He's so vulnerable. And these Stalkers are ready to go in. Things are going to get a little bit wild, and I think they're going to be good for Creator. But as I say that, where is he going? Oh, no. Oh, Creator, this is actually terrible for him. I think he's got a recall. He does have one available. 1 Marine drops out, and the medevacs just boost away. Scan in the middle. I don't think Ryung quite sees the space, but okay, he knows that base is there. Storm is finished up. Ryung, he moves out with the rest of his units while that drop forces the recall. Really, really nice movement here from Ryung. He's going to get the siege up outside the base. Stalkers are coming over. Great feedback on the Raven. That Raven is now basically useless. Widowmine, though, does hit the Warp Prism. That Storm does a little bit of damage to the tanks, but doesn't really hit too many of the bio units. And now that Prism needs to be super careful. It is going to go heal up by the shield battery. Stalkers coming in, Zealots on the way as well. They do not have charge just yet, but one of the tanks has gone down. Another nice Storm there, trying to zone some of these bio units out. Oh, this is really not good for Creator. His charge is not done yet. Those Zealots were stuck behind the Stalkers. Almost all the Stalkers have gone down. The Storms are nice. Oh no, Ryung tries to target down the Prism. He will get it with those last couple Marines. A lot more bio shows up all of a sudden, though. I don't know if Creator was ready for this much bio to be here. Widowmine's going to go off, hitting a lot of these Zealots. A few more units show up on the wrong side of town for Ryung. But Ryung still has a very nice army here. He's up a little bit of army supply. He's got a 3rd base down as well off the back of this. So Ryung continuing to macro while he's putting this heavy, heavy pressure on and keeping the Stalker and Zealot count super duper low. 13 Stalkers and 14 Zealots have already gone down this game. And it feels like Creator's army supply is not that fantastic. I'm really surprised he tried to clear that without charge. With the Zealots behind the Stalkers, it ended up being a terrible engagement for Creator. And that has given Ryung a very nice lead here. His 3rd base is up and running. He is going to be mining like crazy with the triple mule. So despite being down a few workers, he is going to be up in the economy for a little bit. He's going to allow him to get that armory, get these Vikings out, start getting ghosts out for the EMPs. And because this army of Creator, it doesn't scale super well. That's why we don't see a lot of Storm openings. I think they can be really nice. We did see Creator just clear a good handful of units with some of those Storms. Can be good at defending against some of those bio pushes, but you need to transition pretty much immediately to Colossi. And Creator, after losing all of that army supply earlier, he's not quite able to do that. He has to just build what units he can right now. He needs those units. He can't afford to get into that tech at the moment. And that means his units are very susceptible to the EMPs that are about to be coming out here. The High Templar drop out. But Ryung pulls back. I don't know if I like that pullback from Ryung. I feel like he had the opportunity to get some damage done there. This Widowmine somehow kills that Stalker before it blinks. Ryung continuing to pressure, but he's got another little army group over here. He's going to try to send towards the natural, it looks like. Maybe try to get some worker damage. Oh, he's actually kind of joining up here in the middle, trying to catch this army out of position. And yeah, Creator is incredibly out of position. Stalkers are poking this on their own, but now the Widowmines are all down as the Zealots start running forward. Oh, Creator's going to eat some big damage here, but the Storm is really nice. He zones this army back. The Widowmines have all triggered. EMP, though, goes off on all the Immortals. That is a juicy EMP. The Super Shield Battery going to turn on to get them back up to full shields. Ryung, though, still posturing out here. Creator being very patient. That is definitely the key to success for this one. He needs to just hold on, let that 4-base economy start doing its thing, get as many units out as he can. Keep trying to take slightly better engagements over time, picking off Widowmines here and there if you can. But Ryung, he's continuing to reinforce this. He's got a 4th base down on the other side of the map. He's on 66 SCVs. This is feeling very, very good for Ryung as he is continuing to pressure forward. Finally, a Colossus on the way for Creator, but it does not have Thermal Lance, and it's not here just yet. This Robo is starting to be in a little bit of trouble. Creator going to poke out with the Stalkers once again, but he's really not committing to this at all. Which I feel like is allowing Ryung to stay here for so long. Finally, Creator starts pushing him back. But the ability for this army of Ryung to just stutter step micro against Creator's Zealots is so, so strong. Oh my god! But that was a beautiful storm, and Ryung's army is suddenly very in the red. And Creator's going to start pushing him back. Forces the lift up. Oh, the Doom drop to the main. Creator warps in the Stalkers. Ryung says, actually no. Actually, I'm going to leave. But he's got a whole another army over here hitting the 4th base. He's going to be able to escape with these medevacs. The recall goes down, but that is a dead base. Wait, the Super Shield Battery. Oh, it lives. Oh, it lives. No, it goes down. Okay, Ryung commits to it. Was it a good idea to commit? Yeah, I absolutely think it was. I think it was in this situation. Because Ryung's on 4 bases, he can pull back. He should be able to defend here. He needs to group his army together, though. He needs to pull this army over to his 3rd. Because right now, Creator's going to go for a counterattack. This is absolutely the right call for Creator, but I think there's enough here for Ryung to hold on. Prism showing up. The 2 Colossi here definitely make this a little bit harder, but again, no Thermal Lance for these Colossi. They are short-range Colossi. Has a juicy EMP to dead center of the army. Probes are going down somehow. Oh, Widowmines. Widowmines, the armory is done as well, so Creator needs vision. And then as soon as Creator pulls back, he's going to try to secure this 4th base. He's got this 5th Nexus on the way as well. Ryung picks up in 4 medevacs. It's spotted by the Observer, but hey, guess what? There's no more recall, but that's okay. The Stalkers have like 1, 2, 3 full medevacs going down, and just a few bio units get out there. They are all just going to die. Great, great catch there from Creator. Ryung's supply just plummets down. That was a huge loss for Ryung. Like, oh my god. The trades, I feel like Ryung might have been better trades before that. That was 3 almost completely full medevacs. And now Ryung, he's got to play defensively, which means Creator can start putting a little bit of pressure on, even if he doesn't try to push actually into this. The EMPs were pretty huge. I don't know if Creator should really be pushing down this ramp right now. The Colossi are going down. The huge concave from Ryung, but Ryung is just so far down in army supply. it might not end up mattering. Creator pushes through it. SCV's getting pulled against the Archons and Colossi. Oh no, dude. And this feels like it. I think Creator is going to be able to push through to the win. GG gets called. Creator takes game number 1, despite, I think, Ryung having a big advantage. But that Observer spotting the medevacs, allowing those Stalkers that were chilling in the main base to get the big kills. And that's why Doom Drops, I mean, they are a gamble. They are absolutely a gamble. And in that case, the gamble did not work out for Ryung. On the bottom side of the bracket right now, Scarlet is up against Rex. And the winner of that will go to the qualifying match. I see now. Something that confused me earlier makes sense now. So there will be 4 players that will receive $25 from this. I was thinking in my brain it would be the 4 players that lose the qualifying matches, but that's not necessarily the case. It all makes sense. I figured it out. I now know what I did not know before. What I did know before is that these guys are both really good at the video game. Spawning in the lower left-hand corner of Royal Blood, we have the red Protoss player. He is Creator. His opponent in the upper right-hand corner for Onside Gaming, it's Ryung. So I changed my setup a little bit recently. Not necessarily on stream, but out of stream for how I cast these games. And it's been really good. Get to cast on the nice big TV so I can actually see what's going on. But unfortunately, the TV is so dark, I actually can't see this minimap. I have to figure out if I can up the brightness a little bit here. This will not affect anything on stream at all, but it will allow me to see this minimap quite a bit better. So, you know, just do a little. Oh, there we go. Oh, now we're talking. That's that brightness. What was I doing before? Oh my God, it was so dark. It's not supposed to be that dark. Not until we get to the round of 8. That's where dark is right now. Waiting in the KSL Summer Slam round of 8. For his match. It's gonna be good stuff. Gonna be good. That'll be tomorrow. We'll have the round of 12 and the round of 8. And then the final day will be the semis and the grand finals. I'm really excited for that. This is so sick. I hope you guys are having a good time out there, enjoying these games. Cranky Ducklings and Wardy also casting. I think Wardy's still casting, but actually... Oh no, he's probably not. Now that I say that, doesn't he have an event going on? He's got Solar versus Clem coming up soon. But it looks like he's still casting KSL matches until that starts. Big love to those guys. We have a number of other people commentating as well, but I'll be honest, I don't have all the channels at the moment. So, you know, maybe browse the StarCraft tab on Twitch and see if you can find some of those other channels casting. The KSL is open to community casting, so it's been kind of cool. We have some people who haven't casted much StarCraft getting some of their first matches in here to cast. You know, we all started somewhere. For me, I started casting actually OSC, some OSC events. The Southeast Asia Weekly was my first event that I ever got to cast. So kind of cool. We all got to start somewhere, and some of these guys haven't cast very much StarCraft at all, and they get to cast the players in this bracket, which is kind of wild. Oh, that Widow Mine. Very nicely plays Widow Mine by Ryung as these Adepts try to get some cheeky damage. Damn. And the second Widow Mine comes out, gets the kill. Creator losing both of those Adepts. to the mines. That's very painful. He was trying to get some cheeky early game damage on with those adepts and poke and prod, and it looks like he might have wanted a follow-up maybe with a prism. But now he doesn't have nearly as much pressure. He's got to worry about the Widow Mine drop back at home. And Ryung should just be able to take this base pretty easily off the back of this. Creator's got a 3-gate robo setup right now, though. Definitely a possibility for some damage. Widow Mine's going to start dropping out, forcing the Stalkers to focus on them. First Widow Mine does get a couple of kills. The probe pops out at the absolute wrong moment. Ooh, can the medevac pick up one of these mines? It can. Actually, it's going to pick up 2 of the mines and hang out in the back of this base. So annoying for Creator. This game is an excellent opening for Ryung right now. This is so good. 3 probes, not that big of a deal, but also killing the 2 adepts and a stalker. Not to mention the fact that he still has this Widow Mine drop threatening back here. This is such a powerful tool. Creator needs to worry about this. I mean, until he kills it, right? Which, when is he going to do that? How is he going to do that? He's got to just wait for Ryung to come in and hope that he can get the kill on the medevac. Oh, that medevac did try to go back in, and now Ryung, I mean, he can't do that again. 31 hit points. He's got to commit the next time he goes for it. Honestly, I think at this point you do what Beyond does, and you just hold that there for the next 3 minutes. Creator still has to worry about it, even if you don't use it. It's the beauty of it. Meanwhile, back at home, Ryung just getting out a couple of tanks. Going to start getting into the heavy bio production here with the 3 racks. Stam combat shield, +1. All that good stuff. He's going to have a very powerful mid-game push should he decide to go for it. Creator this game is just going for the 3rd Nexus and getting into Colossi. So skipping that early blink. Just getting out a few plain old regular old Stalkers. And straight into Colossi. Stalkers they're just waiting. There's that push from Ryung, though. Looks like it should hit with Stim. Combat shields is quite a bit away, as is +1, though. With the Colossus out, I feel like Creator should have a decent ability to stop this. 2 tanks can certainly be annoying, but they're not really going to be able to threaten anything from this area, which is where it looks like Ryung wants to go. He doesn't have the medevacs to lift anything up, but he's just going to try to be annoying out here. Oh, Creator actually kind of in a bad spot against this right now. Going to eat a couple of tank shots on those Stalkers. 1 tank can reach 1 pylon, it looks like. The medevac comes back in. Oh, no. Oh. That was so close to getting a huge connection. Fortunately for Creator, he's able to kill that Widow Mine before it hits all the probes stacked up on that assimilator. So just 1 more kill there, 1 more probe kill, I think, for Ryung's Widow Mine drop before it goes down. He pulls back after killing the pylon. Not a ton of damage from that push, but it didn't really need to get too much done. Ryung's 3rd base is quite a bit behind, though, so he might want to keep a little bit of pressure on, maybe try to get something done. We haven't seen him go for the Raven auto turret harass just yet, but I guess in this situation, keeping the Raven energy high for the interference matrices is probably the better bet. Oh no, another Doom drop. Ryung. He's going for it again, and this Observer, I mean, this is why Creator knew that attack was there earlier on, and now it's going to spot this as well. He's got the Stalkers here. Creator knows who he's playing against, man. This is such a beautiful thing. There's no blink on these Stalkers, so Ryung should be able to get away. He spots that, pulls back. He's paying attention. He'll notice the Observer, but looks like he doesn't quite see it. Still has this army posturing in the middle as well. Just going to join them back up. The fake Phoenix is going to spot this. Creator going to try to come out here and meet this, but Interference Matrix goes down on the Prism. Super Shield Battery turns on for Creator. But the tanks are going to siege up. Widowmine's going to have that explosive damage. The Colossi, though, staying alive. There's one in the natural as well. Creator doing a fantastic job holding this push off right now, keeping those big, powerful units alive for quite a while, and killing a lot of those bio units. Ryung's army supply is still looking quite nice, but a lot of it is still wandering its way across the map. His economy is pretty decent. Creator has not built a 4th base yet, so I think Ryung is doing okay on the 3 base to 3 base situation. But he does have to get that tech up to meet with the Colossi of Creator. Creator's army is just a little bit more technically proficient here. Yeah, Ryung needs to get some more units out for sure. This game also, Creator was quick to get to the double forge, so he has 1-1 finished and 2-2 on the way. Ryung's +1 armor just finished up. Does he have a second eBay? No, not yet. He does have an armory, but he's going to be late to starting up his 2-2. The Creator taking a big upgrade advantage there. There's going to be a point where he is 2 full upgrades ahead. And that is a bit of a problem for Ryung. Creator's 4th base is on the way. Now there is a 4th CC going down for Ryung also. Entering that big macro phase. We're going to start to see all of the units coming out here. Ryung wants to go for another Doom drop. Creator is really not that far away though. This one's only 3 medevacs full of units, but still a big investment and a big gamble here from Ryung. Ooh, but this might be good. As Creator sees this army kind of pulling back, he might move out of the base. Again, it feels like Ryung maybe just does this too often, because Creator has been so ready for it in both of these games. He's just consistently has a bunch of stalkers chilling in the main base, ready for the drops. Like, he must know that this is a thing that happens pretty often. The boost in, but then Creator's like, I know what that scan is, man. I'm not a dummy. I know what scanning the main right here means. It means I'm about to Doom drop. Widowmines? Cheeky little Widowmine drop going off here. But while Creator's focused on that, his 4th base is very exposed. And that's going to allow this bio army to push in here. The base a little bit in danger, but Ryung decides to pull back, just killing that static defense, getting away from the army. Doesn't want to take an army fight right now. Just smart. He's down in the army supply, and he's got his units spread kind of all over the place here. Got to focus on taking that 4th base, getting that army supply up. Both players nearing maxed. That 2-2 is done for Creator, so he's got +3 attack and +1 shield started up behind it. Ryung definitely needs to wait for 2-2 before he takes a fight. You got to make sure you're at least on even upgrades with your opponent before you start taking those fights. The +1 shields is an interesting call here for Creator. I feel like with all the EMPs that we're going to see, I don't know if I like that +1 armor choice. Ryung still wants to get this triple drop in, but so far it's not working too well. Can Creator get the feedback from there? I don't think he can quite see it. But the bio's starting to push forward here. Super shield battery's turned on. Ryung probably shouldn't fight into that. The EMPs are making that battery work overtime, but it's still doing a great job against this. And Creator is going to be able to push this army back. You just can't fight into that overcharge unless you are really winning in an overwhelming sense in that army fight. But that game was not an overwhelming victory for Ryung. In fact, he gets routed on that push. Where'd the triple drop go? Okay, it's heading back home to defend, but it's a little late to get here. Creator is grouping his army up. He's starting to hit this 3rd base. Ryung realizing, maybe I can't fight this as easily as I thought I could. Thought that was a CC, it's just a factory. Creator's starting to really push in here. SCV's getting pulled. That is a little bit dicey. Ryung's going to lose a lot of workers here. EMP is going off on a lot of this army. Zealots running forward. The SCVs are all dead. Storm's coming down even for Creator. Ryung is losing a lot of his bio. And it feels like Creator's army might just be too strong here. He waited for that +3 attack and that +1 shields to finish as well to start this push. And GG gets called as the Stalkers blink up into the main base. Creator goes up 2-0 over Ryung. It feels like Creator just has Ryung's number right now. Ryung might need to go for something a little bit cheeky in the opening. Maybe try to get some early game aggression going. I want to see a 1 base. Maybe like a 1-1-1 build, you know? That's the real strat. All right, game 3. Coming up right now. It's nice, nice. Let's see if it is a 3-0 here for our Protoss player, or our Terran can pull it back. And he's got to win 3 in a row now. That is pretty tough. But if he drops down to the lower bracket, he's got to play in another best of 5. And, I mean, he's either going to be up against Scarlet or Rex. That's it. That's a good match, honestly. Either way. Well, let's hop in to what could be the final game of this match, as spawning in the lower left on match point. Just needs one more game win here, and he can get right into the Summer Slam. It is our red Protoss player, Creator. And his opponent in the upper right-hand corner in the blue. Down 0-2 here, but not out yet. Even if he loses this match, he will have a chance in the lower bracket. It's Ryung, representing Onside Gaming. Honestly, I hope both of these guys make it in. Although, man, it'd be so cool to have Scarlet in. If Scarlet takes down Rex in the lower bracket and then faces off against whoever loses this, how cool would it be to have Scarlet in the KSL? I mean, that would be dope. That would be dope. We would love to see it. Ooh, Creator. Oh, this is an early pylon too. This might just be a gateway from Creator. Oh, this is nice. This is good. I like this. No, it's gonna be a Stargate. It looks like from Creator. Still kind of cute, but be a little bit less of that heavy forward aggression. Just gonna try to get some damage on the back lines. I doubt Ryung will scout this area, but you never know. I feel like his Reaper has kind of scouted around the outside of his base a couple of times today. I don't know if he's going to be expecting the proxy Stargate from Creator, though. He might be thinking Creator's just going to play a little bit more standard. What is this pylon now, Creator? Is this the I forgot to build another pylon? I feel like it could be. That is the most suspicious probe Ryung has seen in his entire life. He's got to go sit. Look at him immediately. He's like, what the hell are you doing? He is going to scout this pylon. And here's the problem. Ryung might just think, okay, it was just a probe building a pylon out here to see what's going on. Maybe to confuse me. And he might be like, I'm going to kill this pylon. This is really good for me. Without realizing that there's an Oracle on the way. The Zealot and Adept don't quite stop the CC from finishing, but they are being annoying down here for sure. SCV is coming off to repair this depot while the Marines come out. Look at that. The Adept just trying to pick off an SCV. It's just an SCV in this bunker. There's actually nothing that shoots in that bunker. And the Reaper has almost got the kill on the pylon, but the Adept is here. Oh no, it's not going to get the kill. And now the Oracle's in the main base, and Ryung. This is going from bad to worse. Guys, I think Ryung might be dead. 8 SCVs going down at this stage of the game. 9, 10. Oh no, dude, he's on 18 workers. There's a second Oracle and a third on the way. The pylon lived, and I'm pretty sure the Reaper died. Oh, this is just so painful right now for Ryung. He's just in game 3 too, down 0-2. It looks like Ryung might be falling to the lower bracket. I mean, he hasn't tapped out yet. Creator did all this on one base, so his natural is very, very late. But he's up workers, and as soon as this finishes, he's just going to have better mining. Double pro production. And now the triple Oracle, and this might just be it as he dives in here with the 3 Oracles. There is a Cyclone, and there are Marines, but suddenly there's less Marines. Suddenly there's no more Cyclone, and Ryung's just not going to have any units left to defend his base here. Oh, there is a Viking. All right, Viking. Oracle's out of juice. I mean, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be for Ryung. He did lose the majority of his ground army, though. And look at the Adept. In the meantime, microing around, gets more kills. 5 more SCVs going down. It's 21 to 32 workers. Creator does get out of there with 1 Oracle and his Phoenix. He's going to go home and get into Blink Stalkers. And it looks like the follow-up here is going to be like a 4-gate Blink. I mean, he's got 4 gates and he's got Blink on the way. No Robo, so he's not going to have the ability to like pick up in the Prism or anything like that. But, I mean, if he just warps in 4 gates worth of Blink Stalkers at this pylon, he'll have high ground vision thanks to the Phoenix and the Oracle. And I feel like Ryung's just not going to have very many units out. Cyclones, they're okay against Stalkers, but they're not great. Marines without Stim, pretty bad against Stalkers. I'm getting real worried for Ryung on this follow-up. They're just going to take a 3rd, though. Okay. I thought for sure he was just going to, like, all in with the 4-gate Blink, but no. No, he's gonna macro out of it. Ryung is still in a terrible spot. He is still in dire straits. He's basically Mark Knopfler at this point, is Ryung. That was my niche joke for 2 people today. 3 Cyclones moving across. There's a few SCVs with this. The Vikings can land. That can actually complicate things quite a bit for Creator. Landed Vikings are actually really good against Stalkers. There's no shield battery at this base. I feel like Creator missing that shield battery is a bit of a problem for him. Oh, he's gonna blink on top of this though. He wants to get the kills, and you know what? He will get them. It felt like Ryung maybe had an opportunity there, but Creator shuts it down. Creator takes the 3-0 victory and will be, I believe, our first player to qualify for the Summer Slam out of this bracket. GG's.